Hello, we are from Group 17. We are going to present our poem literature analysis. So moving on to the introduction, what is poem? The term poem originates from the Greek word poema, which means a thing made. This definition implies that poem is not merely a collection of words, but rather a crafted object created with intention and artistry. A poem is a piece of writing that expresses emotions, ideas, or stories through the use of language arranged in a specific form. Poetry often relies on devices such as alliterations, assonance, and symbolism to enhance meaning and auditory appeal. Unlike prose, which typically prioritize narrative and straightforward communication, poetry invites interpretation and emotional engagement, allowing for multiple readings and meanings. Through its distinctive use of language, poetry captures the nuance of human experience, reflecting themes of love, nature, identity, and existential contemplation, often distilling profound truths into a concentrated form. Ultimately, poetry serves as a bridge between personal and the universal, inviting readers to explore their own feelings and thoughts in relation to the broader human condition. I will be passing to the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Cornelia and the poem that we choose is A Fairy Song by William Shakespeare, and the second poem is Harlem, What Happened to a Dream Deferred. So we're gonna move on to the themes and setting. So for the first poem, which is A Fairy Song, the theme is happy and obedient. The second was nature and its mystical qualities, and the last one is magical and supernatural powers. The time and place is nighttime or twilight, and the last one is magical enchanted forest.
My name is Chatrine Agnes YOSEF, and I will be presenting the theme and setting for Harlem, What Happened to a Dream Deferred. So, for the first one is the theme. The theme for this poem is deferred dreams and frustration. The second one is racial inequality, and the third one is consequences of oppression. Next is for the setting. First one is time. So for this poem, the time for this poem is historical context and emotional time. And for the last one, place. The place is at Harlem and broader United States. That is all from me.
Hi, my name is Veronica, Lynette, and today I'll be presenting about a plot for the poem called A Fairy Song. So the poem is actually a part of a Midsummer Night Dream play that is written by William Shakespeare. Basically, the poem is a song that is sung by one of the fairies that is performing a task for King Oberon, and also attending to the queen called Queen Titania. And the song actually reflects the fairy's supernatural abilities and their role in the nature, which is to contribute in describing the traveling the fairy made across the globe to perform various tasks such as dropping dews on the flowers. So that is from me. I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
So the next is the plot for poem Harlem, What Happens to a Dream Deferred. So we begin with the first one is the beginning, where the speculation. The poem opens with central question: what happens to a dream deferred? This begins the speaker's contemplation of various possible outcomes for a delayed or unattainable dream. The next one is the middle, where it is the escalating imagery. As the poem progresses, the speaker offers multiple metaphors that reflect increasing deterioration and emotional strain. The dream might dry up like a raisin, suggesting quiet decay, or fester like a sore, representing growing pain and resentment. The last one is the end, where it is implied climax. The final question, or does it explode, suggests a potential climax where the deferred dream can no longer be contained. This implies an inevitable consequence of prolonged oppression or denial, possibly an eruption of anger, violence, or social upheaval.
My name is Nureen Binti Gani, so I will present the literary device for both of the poem. So, for the poem A Fairy Song, repetition and alliteration, the repetition occurs on the first and third line in the poem with the words over, and alliteration, the repetition of the same consonant sounds at the beginning of multiple words such as bush and briar in the line 2 and park and pale in line 3. Next, caesura and personification. The caesura occurs when the poet inserts a pause in the middle of a line of verse. For example, Toru flat, Toru fire, and Toru brush, Toru briar. And last, personification. It can be seen in the line 9 when the speaker uses the word pensioner to attribute the human traits of the plants, cowslips. And for the next poem, Harlem, What Happens to a Dream Deferred, there are 3 literary devices such as metaphor, simile, and imagery. For the first one, metaphor, does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? This metaphor compares the deferred dream to a raisin, which was once a fresh grape, now shriveled and dried up due to harsh conditions. This suggests that a dream deferred can lose its vitality and potential over time, becoming lifeless and unappealing. And next, the simile, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet. In the simile, the deferred dream is compared to something sweet that has crusted over, symbolizing a dream that appears unattractive but has hardened and become unattainable. The image of a sugary surface turning into a crust adds an element of false hope or superficial sweetness, masking deeper disappointment. And for the last one, imagery, maybe it just sags like a heavy load. This visual and physical image of something sagging under weight conveys the emotional burden of unfulfilled dream. The image of carrying a heavy load reflects the strain that deferred aspirations put on individuals, weighing them down psychologically and emotionally. So that's all from me. Thank you.